There was a period for 3 years that I didn't speak to my mom. It had some benefits and it definitely also had some sad times. You want to know why? Just give this one a listen. So, when I moved to Berlin, which is now almost 4 years ago, I moved away from the Netherlands because I was super confused with myself. And that had partly to do with the fact that, well, my dad passed away now already 10 years ago, and I made videos about that. But I was confused. I didn't really know who I was as a person because I come from a really conservative background. Um, and also, my mom, she was struggling with the fact that my dad passed away. In the beginning, I really tried to help her and etc. But at one point, I also noticed like sometimes people, there are points that they don't need your help. Sometimes you also need to be able to let them go. And that also was for me the case. Like when I moved to Berlin, I really noticed like, okay, there are a lot of things here in this city that my parents wouldn't agree necessarily on, or like look at me now with all the tattoos and etc. Like then again, I am in contact with my mom now after 3 years, but I also didn't see her, for example, for 3 years. So the first time when she saw me, it was actually quite funny. She was like, she first didn't say anything about my tattoos. Um, I at one point I got a phone call from my brother like 2 years that I didn't speak with her, and I was friends with my mom on Facebook. Can you imagine? But my brother told me that my mom had nightmares, and I asked him like, okay, why? And then he told me, yeah, because of you. And then I asked like why, and then he was like, yeah, because of all of the tattoos that you're getting on such visible places. And again, like that's an opinion that she has. Like now we are really well with each other, and I definitely see that also as a beneficial thing that we had the time in between, because it's like sometimes you just need to have some time away from each other to really reconnect again. There are of course some things, we had some fights about things, we had some our miscommunication, and now I am older, yeah, of course he is older as well, and now we handle each other definitely in a way better way. But for me, in the period that I was not in contact with her, it really allowed me to sort of figure out for myself and ask the question to myself, okay, who am I? What are the things that I want to have experiences with that I wouldn't have done before, but just because of my parents, but that I still want to have, to know who am I as a person. And of course, like if you follow my channel that goes about drugs, my parents are not a big fan of that. It's as easy as that. Although as a young kid, I already told them like if you would watch a movie and there would be coke or anything in the movie, I would always be like, well, I want to try that. So yeah, like that just gives you an example of like how different we see things. But now that I had that period, I know better who I am now as a person. I'm more calm and more relaxed due to that period. And I think, yeah, now for around a year we are in contact again. Last November was the first time that I saw her after, yeah, 3.5 years or so. And I even was this year for 2 months at her place, which I'm really thankful for, and everything went pretty fine. And yeah, then you notice that sometimes having a time in between of meeting with a person, and for me, for example, my mom, is really beneficial. It helped me a lot. It helped her a lot. It wasn't, of course, always the nicest period, but hey, we accept each other better now. I am open about who I am. I am open about the things that I do. And she accepts that, and I'm really thankful for that. And I'm also, of course, really happy that it works out like that. I know that in the times before, I sometimes got the question from people like, why aren't you in contact with your mom? Like, isn't that weird, or shouldn't you be there for her? But if it takes a lot of energy away from you and you're not really finding out who you are as a person, not necessarily that I would advise it to people, but sometimes I would definitely say it's good to have time in between important people if it's not really working out and it costs more energy. And also if you want to find out who you are as a person. Um, so yeah, maybe for some people this sounds a bit weird that that experience was there. I am thankful for it. I am happy for it, and I am happy now that I'm in contact with her again. So yeah, 3 years that I was without contact with my mom. My little video about that. Please give my other videos a listen or a view if you wanna find out about that as well. And then there is nothing else to say than big hug, much love, and then I see you in the next one. Ciao, ciao.